Hello guys and welcome. Today we're gonna discuss Elden Ring DLC, Elden Ring expansion, and I think it's about time that somebody really talks about, this is going to be a honest review of Elden Ring DLC expansion pack. I have seen a lot of discussion about Elden Ring expansion, especially on Facebook groups, And I think it's about time that somebody is being real here, okay? Some passionate player that really cares about this game, I have seen countless of videos on YouTube, for example, talking about Elden Ring DLC. And it really pisses me off because there is barely any real passion anymore, barely real any criticism anymore. And this is what happens when you turn things into a big business. And, all these YouTubers will always praise the game. And they, on top of that, they use countless of bots to manipulate their viewers and algorithms so they can make money out of it. So you cannot really expect a real criticism from these guys, real passion, right? So I think it's about time we talk about Elden Ring DLC. And let's be honest, Elden Ring itself, how can one game be so innovative but also so outdated at the same time? Right? And I think it's almost unfair that they expect us to pay 50 more bucks for expansion instead of actually being free. Right? I have seen a lot of discussion about Elden Ring DLC, especially on Facebook groups, And let's be honest, a lot of these guys, they don't really care about the game. What they do care is about capitalism. It's about promoting, and that's why half of them, a lot of these big content creators on social media, they use countless of bots to manipulate thousands upon thousands of people so they can make money out of it, right? But let's be honest for a while. Is Elden Ring really such a great game? Is Elden Ring expansion really justified that we need to spend another 50 bucks on top? We already paid for the base game, right? And what pisses me off is that they never address any of the issues this game has, but they want us just to pay another 50 bucks for it, right? The game barely has any important updates. The game has zero PvP content. The game has zero longevity, I mean, we can just look at the fact, like, the game has zero social features. The game has zero PvP content. The game has outdated action combat, right? All these problems never have been addressed in Elden Ring. But now they just want us to pay another 50 bucks for it, right? For expansion. And every time a passionate player is criticizing the game, we either get downvoted or we all get manipulated by social media content creators and their bots, right? And this is a big problem, in my opinion. Capitalism is destroying everything we love, everything we are passionate about. There is no real passion anymore, right? Especially when you come to social media, when half of the comments and everything is just bots, really. This is what people don't realize. And how can we expect any, passionate criticism from these guys who use bots to manipulate people so they can make money out of you? There has been zero, there is... We have zero social features, no chat bubbles, not even a basic chat, right? There is no rank leaderboard, no rewards for PvP. You cannot even theory craft in this game because you have a limited amount how many times you can respect your characters, even though the whole game is designed around character building. We have no factions, no leaderboard, no rewards for PvP, no social features. Right? Outdated action combat where all you do is spam dodge. We have outdated gaming schemes that was made for console players. That's why magic will never be good in this game, for example. And now they just want us to pay $50, $50, 50 euros for expansion that should be free in the first place. Like, are we really that naive? And you watch all these YouTubers, you know. Let's check some of these videos, okay?
To which Miyazaki...
And let's check some of these comments, you know.
Elden Ring Shadow of the...
Let's check some of these comments here. You can always just check the creation date. You see, only 2-year-old account. Only few-year-old account. Only few years old account, right? Like, these are mostly bots. These are not real... I see you 2 years old account. These are not real passionate people. These are just bots they use to manipulate algorithm, to manipulate their viewers so they can get more money out of you. And all these content creators are actually making it impossible for you to get any views as a small content creator for these games. Right? And there is this fake illusion that Elden Ring is so popular, that Elden Ring is such a perfect game, which never really was. The game has so many design flaws that it's actually insane that we even call Elden Ring a good game at this point. Right? And this is why this game will not even last more than few years, because they don't have any systems in game that promote longevity. Right? There is zero PvP content. So many outdated design flaws, it's insane. And these, you know, these guys don't really care about the game. They just care about making money out of next trending thing. And that has always been the case with social media. Small content creators, small passionate, you know, people that actually criticize the games are usually the ones who are the most passionate. But we either get downvoted or we have no chance on these platforms because we are fighting against all these big content creators who use countless of bots like promotional accounts. Everybody can use them, right? Elden Ring was never a perfect game. In fact, Elden Ring is probably one of the most outdated games on the market. And I know every gaming studio has its problems, and I know why esports are dying. Because we have no real tournaments or rankings anymore. We just handpick all their players so they can get more followers on social media, because then people think they're one of the best, even though they are not. We are literally designing everything around bots at this point. It's sad. There is no real passion anymore, no real love anymore. And these big gaming companies and studios, they don't even need to make great games. They just need to use AI to manipulate people so they think they're one of the best, you know? So what do you guys think about Elden Ring? Like, for me, Elden Ring was a fun game when I first started playing it, but the more you play, the more you realize how outdated. You're literally fighting with the outdated game design here. It's frustrating. The game is literally designed to frustrate you. It's not even fun. And there are so many outdated gaming systems in this game, like zero PvP content, no factions, no leaderboard, no rewards, no social features. All we are doing is standing on in this dead zone like roundhouse table. They couldn't even make a, multiplayer zones. There is no ranked leaderboard or reward so people could actually compete to see, for the fastest boss clear times, the first boss clear times. There should be server announcements for every time a guild clears the boss for the first time or set up a new record, right? Just like in the King's Avatar animation. We have outdated game control in-game. You cannot even use more than one magic at a time. You have larva tier system, which totally goes against what this game is all about. Character creation. discovering new spells, weapons, so you can try them in PvE against bosses and in PvP. But you cannot really do that because larva tiers are literally designed so you have to, update. You have to start a new game to even farm them. There's so many design issues, convoluted questions that lock you out of content permanently. You literally get punished for clearing bosses in this game because then you just get locked out of a lot of these zones. Outdated action combat, peer-to-peer connection. So PvP will literally never be good in this game because of the peer-to-peer connection, where you're literally waiting for the game to even recognize your inputs. No rewards, no leaderboard. Yeah, we have some cool spells and that's, it. The combat was never really fun for most players. There's so many design flaws in this game. And instead of actually fixing some of these design issues and flaws this game has, no, they just want us to pay another $50 for this game, They don't really care about you, they don't care about your opinion. They're just promoting, and these big YouTubers are all the same. These small content creators barely get any views on these platforms anymore. But these guys who use countless of bots to manipulate people, these guys get everything. And this is the problem when you turn everything into a huge business. This is the problem of capitalistic society. In capitalistic society, only 15% of the top people can make anything out of it. And these are the guys who actually use bots to manipulate people so they can make money out of it. It's almost impossible to even find any Elden Ring video that actually gives you criticism, that actually talk how the game could be fixed. No. And what really pisses me off is I see also all these small content creators, all these passionate players who really love something, and they just get downvoted, or they just they get no views because they are not using bots to manipulate people, Elden Ring was never a perfect game. It is actually, in fact, one of the most outdated games out there. If you are a gamer who actually has critical thinking and you realize how many outdated game systems are in these games, it's like, what? How can this game become so popular? Oh right, it never really was. It was just YouTubers and their bots, for example, who made it seem like it's popular. They give you this illusion. But that's not how it is,
And Mowgli.
And these videos are usually just, guys repeating after each other, using trailer footage and countless votes to make it seem popular, but they never really care about your opinion. It's just about promotion and who can make more money out of it, who can manipulate more people. And this is one of the biggest problems with the industry currently. It's just capitalism. There is no passion anymore, no real love anymore. We barely know what passion means anymore. And that's the reality of these games. I could talk about Elden Ring all day, like how many issues it has, how incomplete the game is. You're literally fighting with outdated game design. They couldn't even fix co-op, so they could actually use mounting co-op, right? A horse, so it wouldn't be such a chore. There are so many issues this game has. Why is no one talking about them, right? And most people don't have their own opinion. They just get manipulated by all these big content creators who use bots. Like, look at this. Can't wait to go through the DLC like 4 times. And then you check this account, it's only 2 years old. Right, this is the reality of social media. People don't realize that social media is 50 to 70% bots. And this is what happens when you turn everything into a huge business. And this platform, for example, used to be about, sharing your thoughts, about creativity. Now it's just about who can manipulate more people. And these big companies and these big YouTubers never really cared about you or your opinion. They just want to make money out of it. That's why no one is actually criticizing the game, It's sad. It's just sad, like. And then they want us to spend $50 more on this DLC expansion And the game never seen any real updates. They never fix anything that matters in last few years, you know. Like, what do you guys think about this? I know this is like a more, you know, but I just feel like somebody has to talk about this, you know. If nobody wants to be the bad guy, I will be the bad guy for you, okay? I will be the bad guy, you know. And I know I'm gonna get countless of the, you know, downvotes like I usually get on my Elden Ring videos, even though I'm like the only guy who actually has the balls to talk about these issues. Because at the end of the day, we're here because we love this game, because we love the community, because we love content creation, and we want to see it better. But the current state of social media, gaming, esports, has all been destroyed by the capitalism. This is literally how like every Smite or every League of Legends or Dota player made their careers. They didn't earn their spots at Pro Leagues by deserving their spots. No, they all got handpicked. And then they get 3 times more followers on social media. Like you can just go in, you can type Smite, you can type Dota, you can type League of Legends on Twitch. And it's always the guys at the top who either use bots or get handpicked for Pro Leagues. And that's a fact. That's why esports is dying, because when you turn things into capitalism, yes, the top 15% guys will make money out of it, but the rest of us is just, we're just wasting our time, we're just wasting our energy. You see, guys who play at SPL, guy who uses bots. Next. Guy who uses bots. Like this guy is talking about mental health, and half of his comments are bots on his or Vertify tech. Yeah, there are 3 biggest problems of social media: bots, Vertify tech, and what else? Yeah, when you hear Vertify tech, every comment you make gets automatically appear to the top. So you have these guys.
So this
You see, you have these guys who. Where is that big comment? Ugh. Let me guys know what you think.